It costs that much cause it takes me fucking hours. It costs that much cause I don't have superpowers. So you need to pay for my skills cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much cause it takes me fucking hours. You need to pay for my skills cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much cause it takes me fucking hours.
Well, now, Jimmy, I see it. I see it in the wait, over here, in the right there. The Jimmy. Nikki, that's fine. We got radical leftist agenda on the rock fins. She says, "Hey, sorry, I am so tired." For Tyree, I'm assuming tired. You're not Tyree. You might fall asleep. That's okay. You can fall asleep. It's all fine. You know, whatever helps you sleep at night is a saying around here. So this literally, if this helps you sleep at night, then, you know, rock on with your bad self. It's me, this guy, you know, the guy that lurks in the dark, on street corners, trying to make some money, you know, doing unnatural things. If you're new to this joint, please hook it up. Oh no. Oh dear God. Just like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, Satan's chicken will come for you and take your soul away. So you don't want that. Speaking of chickens, let's do a chicken check-in at Chicken City. There's the chickies. It's a little dark in there. I think they turned off one of the lights. I'm not quite sure how that works. So the chicken lullaby meter is up to almost 45. I have no idea what any of that means. But it's there. So you know it's there. We got 5 here. I think we got 6. It looks like one over like on the right hand side there by the meter. I think that's a 6th one. I don't see anybody in the cheap seats, so they must be in good shape. So yeah, we was very worried about our chickies last week. No chickens last week. So you know, we think they took a chicken holiday, if that's even a thing. Yeah, so anywho, hope you're having a great evening. Let's check in on the chat. Miss Jimmy's there, my Friday night co-host. I don't like to put her through 2 nights of this in a row. No person should have to do this. I'm required by law from my parole officer to be here, so you know, that's kind of my thing, but you know, that's my cross to bear. One of our producers here, Les Bones, is here. Good to see you. Reefer After Dark. Great show last night. He had on Crab, and he had Jett on there. Jett on Noli's show tonight as well with Tones, the rapper Tones, Tonez. It's a pretty good show. So hopefully you got to check in on that. I think what's going on? I think Political Matrix is still going on right now. Marcus and Chris, sometimes they just go to the wee hours. So you know, if you're catching this on the replay, that's fine. Totally, he has a much better content show. Although we might have some pretty good content tonight. We'll have to see about that. We got Ed Heller in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Asking if that Fappy Tweed is that band's named after Playmate Shannon Tweed. She's also a B-movie queen too, from the 90s. She did a lot of softcore type shows back in the day. Human Love Solidarity, good to see you. Propaganda Live, or as I call him, Pooper, who comes on video game streams and just murders people because he's a bad person. He's a good person in real life, but he's a bad person on video games. So we had a stream today. We did GTA 5 around 4 o'clock this afternoon, my time, here on the East Coast. It's fun. You just like to get on there, do some stuff, you know, do some rando fake killings. And we was looking for Bigfoot, couldn't find Bigfoot. But we found a lot of mayhem. And you know, that's all fine and dandy as well. Wherever you find your fun, that's where you get it. So yeah, so that was this afternoon. Like I said, last night we had a pretty good show to the wee hours. We were pretty it was pretty long, but it was a great conversation. We was talking about I think we ended up talking about mom jeans. We went from Georgia Guidestones to mom jeans. Yeah, it was crazy. It's you never know what these things are going to end up. Les says on Rockfin, I wonder if there's a way to have Rockfin chat on the screen. I'm looking into it. I mean, I guess there is. I could technically do it. I've been looking into it. It's just a little bit of a hassle to do. It doesn't really look that good. I mean, basically what I'm using right now. Okay, so in order for me to do this, get these chickies, chickadoo-da-day. Exactly. Our show is like a box of chocolates. You're never gonna know what you're gonna get. So the way if a little tech talk here for you. So in order to get this nice little thing up here, what Jimmy's saying out of the chat. So they have a plugin for Chrome browsers, but I use Brave. I use Brave for the chat, and I use Opera for like the web page stuff, and I also use that for I use it for StreamYard. And I use those because it has built-in ad blockers, so you don't get the stupid commercials at the beginning of everything. So anyway, so the way this works is there's this plugin that allows you to copy the chat into a browser setting on my OBS Studio that I use to do all this nice magical work here. And it makes it show up really nice. So there's another thing called Twidget Reef uses and Indie Left uses on their shows that shows all the chat from my stream, but I don't believe they can do Rockfin chat on there. I'm not quite sure. You can restream to Rockfin, but I don't think it'll pick up the chat. Chat's very weird on Rockfin. It's not user friendly yet. I know people have been saying that on the app, on the mobile version of Rockfin, that the chat is a bit of a nightmare. You know, so that, you know, it's one of those things. I think they're working on it. So hopefully, I mean, like I said, I could probably finagle something to get Rockfin chat on here too, and I should, because it's not fair to you know, to be able to pop up just the YouTube chat. Also, I'd like to get like Facebook and stuff like that on there. Although if you look to damn it, I always point the wrong way. Fuck, which way is it? God damn it. That way, you'll see that all that chat is from YouTube, and let's say Twitter. I don't know, but nobody ever comments on the Twitter ones. Facebook and Twitch. That's all the chat from those guys. So Odyssey does have a lot of promise too, and I think they have, like, see with the chat here, the chat here, I can pop out the chat with YouTube. I can also pop it out as like a separate window in Rockfin as well. But so like I said, this show is always a work in progress. Oh, we have a lot of people just showed up. Cat 83, Minkus Maz, and I see you. What's up, you crazy lady? Cat 83 says thoughts on Kim Iverson possibly doing a defamation lawsuit on Mike from the Humanist Report. So Mike has accused Kim Iverson of being anti-trans, and she said she was going to do some litigation. I don't know, man. I mean, you could sue anybody. What is it? You could, whether they say you could sue a ham sandwich or a ham sandwich can sue you or something like that. It may have been just a threat to get Mike to just shut up about that shit. I don't know. It is Humanist Reports on Elliot Page and the Hill's commentary about it. Right, because the whole thing about that was that Kim Iverson was calling him by his old name, Ellen Page, and she was trying to make the point that it's okay to call people their old name if they change their names. And I made a comment on there too, and I said, well, look, people change their names for a reason. They do this for a reason. Like, I mean, if you're in witness protection, obviously, you damn sure don't want to go by your old name. And what is this? I see you with the dad jokes. I've been sued by a ham sandwich for saying he was full of baloney. You so stupid, mommy. Why you say that? You stupid. You're not even a daddy. Why you say that? So, because Kim Iverson made the point about calling Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay, saying that it should be okay to call him by their old name. But at the time, Cassius Clay said, or Muhammad Ali said, don't call me Cassius Clay. I don't want to be called that. My name is Muhammad Ali, right? I mean, that's your name. It's like, okay, so the rule is you're not supposed to give yourself a nickname, right? That's supposed to be other people are supposed to give you a nickname. If you give yourself a nickname, that's kind of lame, right? But if you change your name, that's different. Like if I changed my name to Dick Johnson, I would want to be called Dick Johnson. I wouldn't want to be called Uncle Warren or anything like that anymore. I would want to be called my new name. So there was a brouhaha over it. So I'm sure Mike likes to turn everything into some sort of drama. I'm not a real big fan of Mike Figueredo's, to be honest with you. I used to watch him. I used to watch what's his name, the Canadian dude, Rational National. I used to watch all that shit, and I had to stop watching it because they just really took a bad turn in a lot of respects. I mean, they may be right on a few things nowadays, but for the most part, it just seems like they're these people that join in and call people like the dumb left, and it's just like, that's just some childish shit. I want no part of that. Human Love to Solidarity says, I grew up thinking my name was Don't Do That. Right? I used to think I was called Hey Fucker, or like God Damn It. I think I thought my name was that for a while. It was a little bit of a terror of Tortuga with the parents. But I was the youngest, so my older sisters wore them out, and by the time I came along, they were just like, do whatever you want. Yona's in the house. What's up, Yona? Good to see you, brother. Are you off work, sir? Are you done for the evening? Are you still at work? Let me know. I worry about your welfare. But yeah, that whole Kim Iverson thing, I don't know. I don't even pay attention to a lot of those people. I like to stick to the more independent folks, like I'll watch Hardlands Media, Convo Couch. I will watch news shows like that, RBN, I check out a lot of their shows too with Sabby and JB and Nick and Nick and the gang. You know, so I usually I kind of float my boat in those waters, as it were. I tend to not go outside of those too much. I like Glenn Greenwald a little bit. You know, some people are kind of hit or miss with him. You know, whatever. I mean, if you got an opinion about people, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. There are probably some things that those folks do that you like, and some things they don't. You know, so to each his own. Gray Zone, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate. You know, and Mate's been on. I think, to me, my opinion, I think he's been on the wrong side of, you know, especially COVID. There was a lot of people that really dropped the ball during the whole COVID thing. They were getting a little bit too nutty with the stuff. You know, like, you know, I was not for any of the mandates. I'll tell you that right now. I do not believe people should have been forced to take an experimental drug in order to work, in order to go to certain places. Obviously, that's up to the individual businesses. In fact, here in New York, there's still, here we are in July. Most of the places, I would say, most of the places in New York have dropped the jab requirements. But there's still a few places that do. There's still, you have to have your card, you know, in order to get in. Some places are still requiring you to wear a mask to go in. The corporate places like the chains and stuff, I've noticed they've pretty much dropped all that. You don't have to do that. But I was at I'm not quite sure when this came out. This was like a couple months ago. When The Batman came out. This was the last movie I saw in the theaters, and we went to Alamo Drafthouse to go see it. Right? If you've never been to Alamo Drafthouse, it's one of these places. It's a movie theater, but you can also like order food and stuff in there, and they bring it to the table and stuff. Anyway, so I always keep a mask in my pocket. I don't wear a mask outside, but I keep a mask in my pocket just in case there's some rando business that's going to say, all right, you got to wear your mask. So yeah, when we went to go see the movie, I had my mask in my pocket, and they said, well, I'm sorry, you have to, do you have your immunization, card? Yeah, I got it. I gave it to him. I only did the 2 shots. I didn't do, the boosters. I'm not doing the boosters. We're not doing that. I did the Moderna 2 shots. The first shot I got, it really wasn't anything to it. The second one I got kind of knocked me on my ass. I was pretty sick from it for about a week. But yeah, I said I'm not doing boosters after that. So anyway, Alamo Drafthouse is one of those places where you have to have one of those. I don't know if they still do that or not. They might. But anyway, like, if you're one of these people that still wears a mask in public, God love you. I'm not one of these people like, oh God, you're still wearing a mask. What the fuck's wrong with you? It's like, you know, it's your body. Do what you want. You know, that's the whole point of it. It's, you feel like wearing 2-3 masks, you know, knock yourself out, but don't make me do it. You know what I mean? It's, you know, we know enough information has come out about all that stuff. So you know what's going on. Third shot is just a 50% strength. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're already saying that the efficacy of these things is not very good, especially like the Pfizer one. Anyway, but I don't want to get booted off of here, so I could say it on Rockfin, but YouTube, you know. But let's just say I keep a mask in my pocket, and you know, I say do what you feel is necessary, what makes you feel comfortable. You want to do that shit, go for it. I'm not a doctor. You know, I like to play doctor, but I am not an actual physical doctor. So you know, do your thing. Just in any event, whatever you do, just be careful. And not just with that stuff, just in anything in life. Just be careful, you know. There's too many people doing haphazard shit, and you know, the popo are out there doing. They're just ready to crack heads on anybody right now. So even crackheads, they're ready to crack heads on crackheads. So we got a little cartoon for you. I've been wanting to play this the last couple of weeks. I haven't got a chance to. There is a this is on YouTube, and this channel called Solid JJ. I'll put their link here in the chats, so you have those. It's weird. It's like memes in motion, I guess that you could say. So there's basically memes, but it's got audio to it, and this one is one of my favorites. This is about Aquaman, and I love Aquaman. I've always loved Aquaman, just because everybody else hated him. So so I was a huge Aquaman fan, just out of spite for people. So Solid JJ has a pretty good cartoon. Let's check this bullshit out over here.
Greetings, citizens of Atlantis. Ask of me what you will.
Aquaman, it's horrible. Many of my brothers and sisters have been hunted in the Pacific Ocean.
This shall not stand, my friend. I will see to it personally that this is put to a stop, even if it calls for violence. Oh, Aquaman, it's horrible. My son's been kidnapped by land people. Have you seen Nemo?
No, I haven't.
My friend, you must go en route to Australia. On the way, you shall meet a brain-damaged fish voiced by Ellen. She shall lead you the way.
Oh, my king, you are blessed by the wisdom of Neptune.
Ah, but you see, I am but a humble servant for all aquatic life. The kingdom of Atlantis serves all fish, no matter how far or deep.
Aquaman! Aquaman!
Tyler, my friend, what is wrong?
My siege.
Tyler.
The holy wars of Splash Mountain and Disney World, Florida are soon to
By
commence.
Neptune's beard. I thought we had more time to solve this peacefully. The blood of but not one trout will pollute this sea. I shall put a stop to this now. Wait, is that the Justice League alarm? There must be great danger at the Hall of Justice. My friends, I am needed urgently on the land, but I shall return post haste. This I swear on the soul of my firstborn son, Aquaman, away! So it's been making sounds for a while now, and it's not going down, so I thought maybe you would know, better. I don't fix this. Well, I just couldn't think of any other way to reach you. I mean, I don't believe the ocean gets good service, you know? Oh, it's the ocean. You don't have service down there. That'd be silly. Well, of course we could, but, you know, the last few missions have been on the land, and I feel like we've kind of been leaving you out, so I thought we'd involve you somehow. You know, this is important. I mean, come on. If not this, then what are we paying you for? Oh, yeah, that's right. We never really established what we would be paying you. I mean, should we pay you in, like, shells? You want some coupons to Red Lobster? Alright, total transparency, I've been guessing what you've been saying up to this point, but I have no idea what you just said. But, just unclog the toilet, let me know when you're done, and we'll set you up with some goldfish, maybe, or something. You like that? You like that? Yeah, alright. Classic Aquaman.
That's good stuff. So that's Solid JJ is the name of that site. So I hope you enjoyed that. I love a good Aquaman joke, and I like the fact that they use like those 60s. They kind of have the 60s voices for that. They have on one of these they have Wonder Woman, but they don't have any female voices, so it just says no female voice or something like that. More in the original hipster. Yeah, hipster. Yeah, Last Bones. I'm more hip replacement than hipster. Anyway. So that is Solid JJ. It's usually I like to play those when I'm doing these things by myself. So in the middle of the night when there's nothing going on. So last night we spoke about the Georgia Guidestones and the various theories on what happened. That somebody blew them up. Somebody set a bomb up and blew it up, or it was hit by a missile, something like that. Or there was one where it said it was struck by lightning. I think I don't know. I like the struck by lightning theory about the Georgia Guidestones, but it's just weird. Those things have been up since like 79, so like over 40 years, and then all of a sudden now somebody's pissed off about it. But these are strange times that we're living in, for sure. You got that oh wait, you know what? I want to show you this. Y'all hadn't seen this yet. This is some fun stuff. So yeah, just a second. You see, y'all have seen this yet? This has kind of been going on today, yesterday too. Where is it? To get like the big video where they're like busting in. That's too long. So anyway, in Sri Lanka, people have been protesting there, and the thousands, like thousands and thousands of people hitting the street, and they finally stormed the presidential palace, and they said, "We're going swimming, y'all." I thought this was pretty cool. So they busted in. This is them in the presidential palace. Woohoo! Pool party. Nice. That's the presidential palace. So nobody knows where the president is. They think the president fled Sri Lanka. But I'm trying to see. Hang on just a second. So I'm trying to see. I want to find the video of them. Actually, it was like an aerial view of them just like going buck wild. Let's see. Is it? No, that's here. There's a This is from I think this is Canadian, eh? So only prop will understand this language. I kid the Canadians.
To Sri Lanka now, as that country's embattled president is reportedly stepping down after an unprecedented day of protest. The House Speaker now saying that the president will leave office on Wednesday. Now, this follows incredible scenes in the capital as thousands of protesters stormed the presidential palace. This followed weeks of demands for the government to quit. And as we hear from the CBC's Dominic Velitis, they blame the president, rather, for Sri Lanka's worst economic slump in decades.
Some remarkable pictures coming out of Sri Lanka today. Pictures, incidentally, which were broadcast by protesters on a Facebook live stream for all the world to see. And they show scenes of chaos inside President Rajapaksa's seafront residence in Colombo. Hundreds of protesters got inside the building, with more seen making use of the swimming pool out the back. Now, the president wasn't at home as all this unfolded. He actually left on Friday ahead of today's planned demonstration as a precaution. We're told police did fire warning shots into the air to try and stop the crowds from getting into his home, but it did little to deter the protesters, who've also taken over the president's seafront offices, Sri Lanka's finance ministry, and the official residence of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, who has now agreed to resign after only being in the position since May. He was actually brought in to try and help sort out Sri Lanka's economic crisis, the driving factor for today's big demonstration. But as I say, he has now announced his resignation. I should add, the authorities did try to stop this particular demonstration from taking place. Last night, they imposed a curfew, but it was lifted after civil society groups and opposition politicians objected to it. But certainly questions will be asked today about the security arrangements in place at the president's home, how hundreds of protesters somehow managed to bypass all of that and get inside the building. The cause of all this unrest is Sri Lanka's worsening economic crisis. Inflation is currently at 55%. Fuel, medicines and fuel are in short supply. It is heaping unbelievable hardship on the cash-strapped population, and many blame the Rajapaksa family, which has been in power for years, for mismanaging the economy and for borrowing heavily from China. And we have seen several protests this year as a result, but this weekend's was the largest so far, with things, as we've seen, really getting out of hand very quickly indeed. Dominic Velitis, CBC News, London.
Crazy. So, yeah, we should be doing that here. You know, they'll probably call us traitors and insurgents and, you know, blame Trump for it, you know, just like the whole January 6th shit. But yeah, some people are saying that might be like a color revolution, and maybe like something that is set up by the CIA, you know, to try to discredit it. So, you know, who knows, right? It's just nice to see that people that actually taking things in their own hands when their government fails them. Like I said, they said that guy he's only been in office since May, so that's only like a couple of months, and he couldn't do shit. And so he said, peace out, home slice, I'm out, y'all can have the house, enjoy the pool, but other than that, you know, that's Sri Lanka. I'm sure there's other places around the world where there's protests going on. Maybe not to that extent. I remember seeing video of this like a couple weeks back or something. They were like throwing people's cars into the river. Man, these people were pissed. They were not fucking around with this shit. They said, bitch, your car is going for a swim. We're going to go for a swim at the palace, but your car is going to go swimming right now. So that was some wild ass shit for sure. Why don't we do that here? I don't understand. Why don't we hit the roads here? Why don't we hit the streets and fill up the streets like that? Why? Because we're divided. You know, we can't. Oh, we got to. There's some people say, oh, we got to let our elected officials, you know, we got to vote harder, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not buying that voting shit anymore. I am not buying the voting shit anymore because, you know, it's a broken electoral system. It took me a while to figure that out. I mean, I didn't vote for the longest time. I think I may have voted when I was 18, just to say I did. And I don't even know who I voted for back then. It was so long ago. Austin Jones, solidarity forever, y'all. Exactly. Good to see you, Austin. But yeah, we have to break down the system and rebuild the system, and then you can think about maybe elections then. But right now, it's elections are, you know, it's like wrestling. Everything's scripted. All the outcomes are scripted. I'll show you this. This is some funny shit. Looking at old tweeters. So This is from Dougie. This is a picture. It says Joe fell here. And they're kneeling. It's Nancy kneeling in her kente cloth, and there's AOC. She's crying. That's pretty good. That actually looks for real. I love stupid shit like that. That's great. But yeah, I mean, it's voting in a broken system. It's like betting money on a horse race that you know that somebody else has already picked the winner of. You know, somebody else knows who's going to win. You don't know who's going to win. Oh, great. The many faces of poopers on here. So we got Propaganda Live, and then now fake Gonzalo Lira in the chat. Whatever. Somebody needs a hug. Pooper needs a hug. He needs some attention. He needs some Ritalin. Chill on that ADHD. Let's see what else we got in here. What else is fun? My buddy Kris Legion got blocked by David Dole. That's nice. Chris has been on a tear lately. Kris Legion, if he's one of my INN brothers, so you know, so check him out on INN. He's got his own channel as well, KRIS Legion. So you know, check him out. You're for local elections. I get federal level. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, federal elections are just a joke. It's just all a scam. Just ridiculous bullshit. And I mean, like, if you're voting for your mayor or something like that, I mean, you're in a small town or something. Yeah, local elections matter because you can actually kind of affect things there. But even to a certain extent, even local, some of those can be easily rigged too. We got to get rid of the election, the electronic voting machines for one thing. I've noticed, like, when Fee and Pasta, when they went down to South America and were covering elections down there, they was like paper ballots, hand count, right? Paper ballots, hand count. And I think we should do that here. I mean, it's not impossible to do that kind of stuff here. It's just they say, well, it's more convenient put the thing in there and let the machine count. And it's like, no, there's too much bullshit. First off, those machines are proprietary, right? They don't let you see the inner workings of those things to see if anything's, like, you know, cheating or whatever. So if you can't take a look at those, you know, then what you know, how are you going to trust the system? Cat 83, thank you for giving me your thoughts on Kim's possible defamation lawsuit. There was that it made me remind me of that show Kim Possible too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw that out there, but yes, you're quite welcome. This is the show where unless you're propaganda, I'll answer your questions in the chat to the best of my knowledge, or at least address what you want to talk about. Austin says, I'm thinking about being dog catcher or sheriff and fire everyone. Like I said, your mileage may vary. So, like, it really just depends on where you live. You know, I grew up in a small town. Basically, everybody knew who everybody was running. So, you know, you can, you know, if you're going to vote in those elections, I guess that's fine. Referendums, if you're voting, you know, if you're not voting for people, you're actually voting for things like for or against certain laws that you want to be enacted. Yeah, that I'm sure that's fine on the local level. But like I said, you know, as long as electronic voting machines are involved, you know, let the buyer beware. Miss Jimmy says, I live in an unincorporated area. My town is owned by the Chamber of Commerce, aka business owners. Exactly. So you have to remember, in a lot of these small towns, You have, you know, you have the good old boy network, and that doesn't necessarily mean the South. You know, that can be anywhere rural. It could be anywhere that's, you know, outside of metropolitan areas. Jimmy says, I write my own name in when I can. Gotta leave a legacy somewhere. Nice. I think I've written in Haywood Jablomi a few times on a ballot because I didn't really care. I didn't want to vote for anybody. You gotta remember, I live in a city where Eric Adams is the mayor, and he is just he really is just an awful human being. He's former cop, has voted to cut a lot of services or cut funding for a lot of services here in New York, but at the same time has upped the police budget. So, you know, there you have it. It really is just kind of a fucked up thing. You know, I want to get out of New York. I really do. I used to like New York when I first got here, and now I don't. It's just too many richies here, too many I don't know, too many shit libs. It's just you know, I grew up in a small town, and I wanted to go see the country. I lived in LA for a while, lived in New York. I wanted to embrace other cultures, you know, not gentrify them, but embrace other cultures, you know, enjoy learning their cultures, and, you know, just being a part of the neighborhood with them, you know. And yeah, pretty much New York sucks, right? You'll still have some locals that'll defend it to the hilt. They're like, no, New York's great. It's just, just gotta get rid of these fuckers. And it's like, no, it's too far gone. It's, you know, it started with stop and frisk, and then they got rid of, like, they got rid of all the grit. There's no grit in New York anymore. It's just too many soft people. You know, I mean, there's still a few holdouts, but you know, old schoolers that have been here, and you know, some young bloods that are keeping up the old school mantle. But for the most part, like when I go out on the streets here, you know, I see a lot of white people, and a lot of white people that got money. You know, and I the neighborhoods here, my neighborhood, the only reason I'm still here is because my landlord is old school, and he hasn't jacked up the rents or anything like that yet. But at the same time, I live in a glorified closet, so, you know, you really do get what you pay for. Austin, I would say it's a great place to visit. Bring some cash. It is not cheap, especially like if you go into Manhattan. Even if you're getting like street meat, if you go to like one of these like hot dog vendors and stuff, you're gonna be spending like you know, you're gonna spend like $10 for a hot dog. Fuck that. I can go to the store, get a pack of Bar S hot dogs, 8 of them for like $1.25, and get some 99-cent white bread, make some hot dogs. I'm gonna pay $10 for a hot dog. It's bullshit. I think Jimmy's gone nuts. She says, start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. Dude, Les Bones, there's I made the mistake of getting chicken kebab at a street meat vendor near Central Park, and I think it was like $15 for like, it was like yay long and a lot of chicken on there. It was just ridiculous. This was like a 3 years back. I want to say the Puerto Rican Day Parade was going on. They do that down Fifth Avenue, I want to say. But yeah, it's just like, if you're a tourist in New York, the hotels are going to gouge you. The restaurants are going to gouge you. If you're looking for souvenirs, you're going to get gouged there. Uber might be an option for you to get around. But I always tell people, if you're going to come to New York, take the train, much cheaper. Although they're gonna make like rides for like $3 a ride. I think they're gonna up the fares for that too, which is ridiculous. Those trains are old and they smell like stank and broken dreams and like dirty nickels and shit like that. It's just not a great place to be right now. You know, there's a lot of free stuff to do, but even that's starting to dwindle too. Well, that guy got fired. Thoughts about the person who got fired for making a viral video saying there are only bodegas and no grocery store. Okay, so the backstory to that is this some guy just moved to New York and he said there's no grocery stores anywhere. There's no Whole Foods within walking distance. And he kept going to bodegas and saying, these are the only grocery stores. It's like, dude, you have Google. You can Google where fucking Trader Joe's and Whole Foods is, you dumb fuck. So that guy got fired. That's awesome. He should get fired. They fired him for being stupid, for not knowing how to use Google in 2022. Yona, it's all right. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for not wanting to come here. You know, the only way I say, if you're coming with friends, like about 3 or 4 friends, and maybe get a hotel off season, like I don't know, but it really isn't an off season, because summertime you get a lot of tourists, and then people come here for Christmas too, for the holidays, because, you know, Macy's, the storefront windows, and, you know, they think it's gonna fucking snow, and, you know, it's a wonderful life and all that bullshit. They're like, no, there's hardly any snow. You're not gonna get snow really till January. The suck part of winter. Everybody forgets winter itself. It starts December 21st. So you've got really 4 days of actual Christmas holiday, and then another week for the New Year. And then after the New Year, it's suck winter. It's just like, you know, it's cold, and although it hadn't really been that cold these last few winters we had a few snows, but not that much. Go Start, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a fantabulous Saturday night / Sunday morning. I'll tell you though, if you come to New York, oh, wait a minute, I gotta show you this. So there is, like, what is that called? Johnny T's New York tourist tips. Okay, this is from 7 years ago. All right, this shit's funny as hell. All right, so
my beautiful city.
Shut up. Hang on a second. Jesus, why? Okay, so Johnny T is this puppet frog. I think it's a frog. I don't know, maybe. Kind of wild. And he tells you all the do's and don'ts of New York. So let me get this up and running. I should be able to get this. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for this, but this shit's funny as hell. So let's take a watch.
Hey, how you doing? Johnny T here from Glove and Boots. You planning a trip to New York City? Well, you already know a local. Me, Johnny T. I'm here to give you the inside scoop, but let's get one thing straight, all right? You're a jerk. Hey, don't get me wrong. I want you to come experience my beautiful city, but you're a tourist. That means you're a jerk. Hey, buddy, don't take it personal, all right? When I go on vacation where you live, I become the jerk. Hey, look at me. I am in South Dakota. I'm gonna ask directions and take your picture and not go to work when you're trying to go to work. You see that? Jerk. Multiply that by 10. Welcome to New York City. Boom. You are at the airport. Get your bags, go wait for a cab. Oh, who is this shady character? Some Mama Luke asking if you want to ride in his unmarked van. Would you do this in your hometown? No, don't do it here. Wait for your cab, dummy. Okay, we gotta move fast. You gotta walk as fast as you possibly can. Eat as fast as you possibly can. You wanna watch a 2-hour movie, you'll be done in 90 minutes. That's how we do things here. There's 2 speeds in New York, my friend. Move fast or get out of the way. You will wanna take pictures of this beautiful city I call home. That's nice. But when you do it, get out of the way. If traffic is coming, get out of the way. If you are in any line and don't know what you want yet, get out of the way. If a homeless man is walking towards you screaming, get out of the way. Oh, and do everyone else a favor. Just stay in your hotel room between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. That's when everyone's trying to go home, and you're in the way. If you want the Hollywood New York experience, that being the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, and Times Square, yeah, go watch a frickin' Tom Hanks movie, all right? No New Yorker has ever done any of that crap. You want Hollywood, go to California. But if you want New York, come to Brooklyn. Take a trip to Queens. Check out the Bronx. Take the ferry to Staten Island. It's free. But do not get off in Staten Island. Seriously, that's where we put our garbage. We got the best food in New York City. Cuisine from every part of the place. Italian, French, Indian, Thai, Korean, Ethiopian, whatever. You want it, we got it. So why the hell would you go eat at Applebee's? Look, you come to New York, you see the same restaurant that's in your hometown, you don't go there. What's wrong with you? All right, let me put it this way. If you're starving, get yourself a dirty water dog. They cook them in toilet water, but it's a step up from the Olive Garden. Authentic Italian, my ass. Yo, remember before when I said you was a jerk? You are. And that's okay, but only admit to it if you have to. If you are lost or need help, then own up to being a tourist, i.e. jerk, and any New Yorker will gladly help you. But again, do not do this between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. Please, buy an I Love New York shirt. Please do not wear it in New York. Know that carrying a map and a camera is the same as carrying a sign that says my wallet is in my back left pocket and you can have it. In conclusion, I can't wait for you to come to my town. It's amazing, you're gonna love it. You got questions? Us New Yorkers are happy to help you out. You don't got questions? Get out of the way. Bonus tip, if you want an amazing slice, try DeForest or L&B in Brooklyn. Try New Park Pizza in Queens. In the Bronx, Louie and Ernie's. If you're stuck in a city, you may as well go grab a pie at Lombardi's. And there is no original raise.
So yeah, that's a 7-year-old video, by the way. So to update, don't get a cab, get an Uber if you're gonna get here, or if you're brave, take public transportation, but only if you've investigated it first. Okay, so because these the trains here, a little wild. They're a little wild, and there's a bunch of trains, and don't quite know where you're going. So if you fly into New York, if you fly into JFK, there's actually like a train. There's like an airport tram that goes to the A train station, and then you can go from there into that's technically Queens, I think, is where JFK is. So you can get on the A train and you can go into Brooklyn and then go into Manhattan if you have a hotel there. if you're going into LaGuardia, that is the northern part of Queens, there are no trains by there. So there's a bus that will take you down to Penn Station, I think, maybe, or it'll take you to one of the train stations, but you have to go bus to a train. If you're just going to do that, just get like a Uber or a cab or something like that. Then there's Newark, that's in New Jersey. That I think you can get to the train that goes from Jersey into New York. I think so. I'm not quite sure. I'm not too fresh on Jersey, but those are the three major airports here. Yeah, and what he said about between 4 and 6, yeah, that's like people are trying to get the fuck home. Don't be a looky-loo. Don't be on your phone looking at your map in the middle of the sidewalk. People will run you down on purpose because people can be assholes here. Yeah, so there are some cool places you can go to that are free, or at least free for now. Denver says $42 in tips. Damn, Warren. I didn't, really? Okay. I don't know who's tipping me, but thank you. I don't see it up there, but I could be wrong. Good to see you, Denver. What are some other tips? So, like you said, there's the Staten Island ferry. So if you go, that's in Lower Manhattan. You get on there, it's free. It'll take you to Staten Island, and there's a place called within walking distance, probably like within 15 minutes walking distance, called Pier 76. It's a great little Italian restaurant. You can get a good pizza pie there, but they also got like lobster macaroni, and they got some other good stuff there. It's pretty decent. Oh yeah. So if you're riding the trains, usually there's young kids with a boom box, and they'll get on there and you'll hear showtime, showtime, showtime. They'll put the boom box down and play the music, and they'll start dancing in the train car. And not just like, not doing the white boy dance. They're doing like, ninja wild kicks and stuff like that. And they want you to like throw them a couple bucks for that. So, and that's on the trains. Mostly I've seen those on the D train when you're going across the East River from Brooklyn. Like if you're coming from the Barclays Center, and it'll go, it will go to, it'll go over the Manhattan Bridge. And then you'll get to Chinatown there. You can stop off at Grand, and then Chinatown's great. Okay, so here's the free shit. I almost got kicked in the face, dude. Seriously, that somebody did they were holding on to the pole, and they were like vertical, and that foot went. It was like really close. But there's also a guy on the D train who he plays violin too. That guy's pretty cool. So he'll play like the music from The Godfather, that. That guy's pretty cool. He's usually nice. He's very unobtrusive. So there's Central Park. Central Park is huge. The shit inside Central Park is not free. So like if you want to rent a bike, or if you want to get some food inside there, you're going to be paying out the ass, because that's how they get the tourists. But you can bring some food in. I would say bring outside food in. A lot of the delis around here, the bodega delis, the bodega deli smoke shops, you could get a pretty decent sandwich for not too terrible price at the bodegas. So grab you a Sammy. I like to get me a hot roast beef and Swiss, and get you some chippies, and maybe an Arizona iced tea or something. You could do it on the cheap. Take that to the park. You can sit out in the park. You can do all kinds of stuff. Denver says, I love Scar's Pizza over near Chinatown. Never heard of Scar's Pizza. A lot of good pizza joints around here. There's this place around here in Brooklyn called Lovin' Oven, Luv apostrophe N Oven, Oven. It's right here on DeKalb, as you're going towards Flatbush Avenue. It's over here by Long Island University. Pretty decent. You could get pretty decent pie there. If you're on the run, there's several little dollar cheese slice joints. It's like a paper plate and you get a cheese slice. The slice is usually about yay big. There's a couple of, there's this place called Two Brothers, and not exactly the greatest pizza, but it's really cheap. You can get like two cheese slices and a soda pop, for maybe, like $2.75, something like that, maybe $3 now. Hey, Denver, thanks for the $2 tip. I don't know what's up with the counter. It might be $42 would be nice if it's in there, but I don't think there is. Go Start says, oh wait, Austin says, these are some deep cuts on the locals. It is. Well, I've been here for 13 years, so I'm not born and raised here, but I've been here long enough to know, and I've been broke enough to know where the cheap shit is. Go Start says, I worked for US Air. US airports suck, not my fault. Yeah, obviously, if you're flying in, don't get anything at the airport. Do not get anything at the airport. Wait till you get out. There's plenty of cheap souvenir joints if you want to get like a Statue of Liberty keychain or something. So that's another thing. Unless you want to go up in it, which I don't think you can, do not do the Statue of Liberty boat tour things where they take you out to Liberty Island and you get out and you take pictures and shit like that, okay? I mean, if you got the bones to do it, great, knock yourself out. But I say get on the Staten Island Ferry, and if you got a decent camera with like an extended lens, you can get some really great shots of the Statue of Liberty from the boat, and it's free. All right, so then you get to Staten Island, just wait for the next boat to come pick you up. The frog says don't get off, but you can't stay on the boat. You got to get off the boat. But at Staten Island, there's a Dairy Queen, if you're into that sort of thing. On a hot day, Dairy Queen, pretty nice. And just wait for the next boat to come in to pick you up, and you get on that boat. And, and then you go back to Lower Manhattan. So you got Central Park, you have Prospect Park over here in Brooklyn. That's a pretty decent sized park. They both have zoos, but you have to pay to get into the zoos. But there's plenty of really nice little walking paths in Central Park. If you go up to the North Park, there's the reservoir up there. I think that's called the Jackie Onassis Reservoir up there. And then you can see all the buildings and stuff. I know there's plenty of museums that are around the park there too. Those aren't free, but some of it really depends. You have to kind of check the website. Some museums are, pay what you can kind of thing, so you could get in for like a couple of bucks, something like that. Denver, the Cats corned beef Reuben, oh man. So okay, so there's Cat's Deli. I will say this, actually there's now another Cat's Deli. It's like an offshoot of it that's over here by me at this place called City Point. There's a Trader Joe's. It's all in the basement. There's a Trader Joe's down there. There's a whole bunch of different places to eat. Once again, it's like hipster hell. You're gonna be paying out the ass. But go to the parks, go to Coney Island. Coney Island's a fun place. And you can get decent prices on the rides down there. They're not too bad, but there's a nice boardwalk. You can see the Atlantic Ocean down there. And if it's a really clear day, you can see bodies floating up and down in the water. Yes. It's New York and they like to kill people. But there's Nathan's hot dogs if you want to be the tourist and say, hey, I got a Nathan's hot dog. The prices aren't too bad down there. Hey, if you're, like I said, if you're a tourist, go get yourself a hot dog at Nathan's down there. Don't get the street meat. That's although I will say, if you get like a gyro, like a chicken gyro or something, you get some halal food. They have really good trucks down there near the board. There's a train station right there. That's like the end of the line for a lot of trains. And you get up there and there's Coney Island there, and there's a few halal trucks around there, and they've got halal food. Oof, man, chicken over rice or lamb over rice. That's some good shit. Yeah, Joey Chestnut, the hot dog champ. They do the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. He won again. He won again this year. What's up with dirty water dogs? That sounds disgusting. Yeah, it's just hot dog water. I mean, like, if you ever boiled hot dogs at your house, that water that is a result of boiling the hot dog. It's basically the same thing. They keep the hot dogs in boiling water, and they call it dirty water dogs. But really, the hot dogs aren't that bad. It's just they're very pricey because it's like a tourist staple. Yeah, I mean, technically some of them are a little bigger, but I mean, let's be honest. I'd rather get like a Coney dog from Sonic. That thing's like a foot long, like the John Holmes of hot dogs. Yeah, it is kind of gross. I mean, but if you want the New York experience. But I'd say go down to Nathan's. Go down to Nathan's. That's the original Nathan's down there on the beach. You can get hot dogs there, but you can also, that is what she said. You can get lobster rolls there too that are pretty good. A few other places around there that have some pretty decent food. If you're not into, there's Lombardi's for the pizza. I think they have a Lombardi's down there too. A little pricey, like I said. They up the prices for the tourists. But like, go take a walk on the boardwalk down there. They have little bars along the boardwalk in Coney Island there. You can get yourself a nice cold beer, or sit down and enjoy the ocean. I wouldn't swim in that ocean. Saying there is a park though. You have to take the train to a bus to get to. It's called Jacob Riis Park. The Jacob Riis Park, let me put this in here too. It's on the western side of Coney Island, right? So, and they have some really nice beaches there. And usually they have like a pretty decent selection of food trucks down there. Some of them are semi-permanent food structures there too. If you want to go swimming at those beaches, because those beaches are kind of nice. Coney is just like, it's like a toilet with sand in it. You really don't want to go there. Let's see. I'm not too familiar with what's up in Queens. Although, there's some pretty good, there's a pretty good music venue up there. I've been to a couple of times, to see some shows that didn't break the bank. I can't remember where it was though. Let's see. Manhattan is the one that's going to gouge you. Manhattan's the one that's going to gouge you. But they have little parks in the river off the West Side Highway there. So those are fun to check out. Those are free. You can walk around in there, and it's really cool. They got a lot of trees and shaded areas and stuff. Let's see. I think there's a Native American museum in downtown Manhattan, like right before you get to the ferry terminal. And there's places you can walk along the East River there and you get really good views of Brooklyn, that sort of thing. So like if you just want to take a lot of pictures and stuff, you could save a lot of dough around there. And if you have bicycles too. Oh, the other thing that's good is Governor's Island. So if you go down by the ferry, there's another ferry terminal. A boat will take you to Governor's Island. Hey, what's up, Wesley? Good to see you. It's like a 10-minute boat ride. It's usually pretty cheap. I think like maybe a couple bucks to take the ferry over there. It's a round trip thing. Pay $2, you can go there and come back. And they have all kinds of things over there. They have like a big food court outside eating area, a lot of like Jamaican food and some barbecue places, stuff like that. There's like a whole big area with like stuff for the kids, like swings and all kinds of walking paths and stuff. And there's a place that you can walk up this big tall rock structure, and you get hella good views of lower Manhattan. I mean, just like postcard type views, and bonus views of New Jersey if you're into that sort of thing. Some people aren't, but some people are. So they have what else do they have down there? Usually they have like, sometimes they have car shows down there. They had like, the last time I was there, they had an ice sculpture contest. They usually do all kinds of crazy fun stuff like during the summer. Now they're open during the winter too. So that's a good little place to go to. And, once you get over there, it's an island, like a small island. There's not anybody driving around in cars. It's not real hectic. It's like a lot of open space. It used to be a military base. So there's like an old fort there. And then there's like a lot of old buildings that they don't use anymore. A lot of it was housing, but a lot of it was also like military offices and stuff like that. So they really need to do something with it for public housing, I would say. There's a lot of public housing down there that could really, I mean, it's just like empty houses. There's just a bunch of empty houses. And it's just a shame that they're not using that for anything. So, and I think that's about it as far as like fun stuff to do in New York that's cheap or free. They have you could go to the East Village. They have Tompkins Square Park. They do for Halloween, they do like a dog people dress up their dogs in costumes, so you can like take pictures and shit around there. It's pretty funny. They have the Halloween parade. That's in Greenwich Village. They do that, and you can actually be in the parade. So, and it doesn't cost anything. You can, you can dress up however you like, and you just get into the scrum of people, and then you just walk up. I want to say it's 8th Avenue. I think I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've done it. But that's pretty fun. Halloween is now that they're back to doing these again. They, because COVID, they kind of canceled it out for a couple of years. I've been in the parade a couple of times. Once I dressed up as Walter White from Breaking Bad, and I had the outfit, and I had this bag of it's like kind of like York peppermint patty ripoffs, like the Dollar Tree version, but the candies were blue, right? So it looked like that, like the blue meth. He says, I love how on the East Coast everything is packed on top of each other. When you walk by, there's someone yelling on the 5th floor out the window to someone on the 3rd floor. It's my fave. You don't really see a lot of that anymore because it's gotten so gentrified and people are just scared of each other now. But in the neighborhoods that haven't been gentrified yet, like particularly in Brooklyn, you'll see a lot of that stuff. People kind of yelling down to each other. Hey, how you doing, Mary? Oh, I'm doing fine, fellas. You know, my back, my lumbago. Oh boy, you know, that kind of shit. But you know, that's part of the charm of this city. It's just like you're seeing less and less of the charm nowadays, and it's kind of sad. Because when I got here, it was really the gentrification was just starting. The neighborhood I lived in, it's still not really gentrified, although there's a few more. I think now there's a lot more white people in that neighborhood than there was before. But a lot of different places to eat around there, mostly like fast food type stuff. But you could like, you know, they had good little delis. You could go get a decent sandwich, a hot sandwich, cold sandwich. You know, you can get salads and like, you know, other like ethnic foods and stuff if you wanted around there. Very heavy Puerto Rican contingent there. This is in so it's like Bed-Stuy, Bushwick kind of area. So right near the J train, and really cool neighborhood. But you know, like I said, gentrification, it is starting to take its toll. Lumbago, yeah. I don't know. I kind of, sorry, Denver. I just kind of just threw lumbago out there. I was trying to think of sciatica, but lumbago just came out for some reason because it's a fun word to say. But I mean, it's like now since COVID's hit and now places are opening back up, and there's a lot of the mom and pops. A lot of the mom and pops have gone the way of the dodo. I mean, you still have like mom and pop businesses, but they're more like gentrified places, you know, like hipster joints, like coffee shops and that are like way too expensive, and you know, like barber shops that are way too expensive, and it's just like a little too clean, and like I said, like a fuck ton of white people. And yes, I am white. I understand the irony of saying that, but you know, I grew up in the South. There's just either white people or black people. That's it. You didn't have anybody else. You know, you didn't have a lot of Hispanic people. You didn't have a lot of Asian people at all. Hardly. Or at least you didn't have the culture, right? You didn't have enough people to establish neighborhoods with different cultures and stuff like that. So that's what I liked about LA and, you know, in New York. But nowadays it just seems like, you know, Times Square is just all commercial, just it just drips with capitalism. And I used to think, okay, well, we kind of have to have a capitalist society, right? And now anymore. And now I'm just like, no, it's just, there's too many, I don't know, there's too much money going to too few people, and the rest of us are just struggling. Myself included, I will say that, but I'm also speaking for others too. And, you know, it's like, sure, they did raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour here in New York. Hey, Political Matrix, what is going on, brother? In the Rockfin chat. I'm starting to lose my voice. Yeah, great show earlier, Marcus. You and Kris, as always, top shelf. Check out the Political Matrix on Rockfin and YouTube. Please and thank you. They always have great conversations on there. Good informational stories about stuff a lot of people aren't talking about. Marcus, we're talking about New York. Now it's kind of gone tits up. For if you're poor or even middle class, you can't live here. It's really gotten expensive. Like even with, if you got a $15 an hour job, that's the bare minimum. a lot of these apartments to get like a 1-bedroom apartment. It's like, 15 to 2,000, $1,500 to $2,000 dollars a month. When am I coming back on? Whenever you invite me on, man, I'll come on there. I'm easy like Sunday morning. Or, I will definitely come back on Political Matrix. Anytime you want to have me on, man. I enjoy rapping with you guys. See, that's a white guy trying to be hip. So I'm more hip replacement than hip. Yeah, same thing for LA. Yeah, LA was starting to get that way when I was leaving. And it was starting to get pricey. And that's the thing. It's like a lot of these big cities, they don't want to do affordable housing. When they do affordable housing, they make so little of it. You basically have to, fight in Thunderdome to get it, right? Like people are like on waiting lists for public housing here. Like the on the Lower East Side, they have a lot of public housing. Yeah, I'll be totally down for next week, Marcus. Pencil me in, as they say. But like public housing here, you have to get on or even affordable housing. Like if you're trying to rent like an apartment in a co-op building or something like that. A lot of people are on these lists for years, right? And even if you do make it, even if you do get chosen in lottery style, a lot of times you have to be making a certain amount to be able to afford it. Now, I mean, granted, it's a lot less than it would be if it was just some private, place that's doing it. But still, it's just, it just takes forever to get to it. And we're getting to the point now where people can't wait. They can't wait on a waiting list for years because they're getting evicted from their places now, or the rent is being jacked up on their places now. They can't wait a few years to see if they're going to get affordable housing or to get in the projects. People are waiting on lists to get into projects. That's where we are right now. And I know people who live in the projects, and the projects ain't that great, but it's cheap. And, there's a lot of shadiness that goes on with people that they do kind of shady stuff to get on the list, to get into the get in that. Whereas people who are really struggling can't get in because these other folks are, taking up these slots. So, and there's like people selling, you can buy an apartment for like $150,000, but it's probably going to be a rat trap, to be honest with you. It's probably going to be something you're going to have to invest more money in to fix up. That's the thing. So, and even if you can afford that, you also have a monthly maintenance fee that you have to pay. A lot of times, like your taxes, I think your property tax includes your property tax, I think. So it's almost like rent, so it's like you're buying a place, but you're actually still renting it too at the same time. If you don't pay the rental fees, then the co-op board or whatever is running the, or NYCHA, and boot your ass out, right? Because you're not paying that. I mean, granted, you don't pay a maintenance fee with NYCHA. That's totally income based. So you have like a lot of retirees that are in NYCHA. That's the public housing. New York City Housing Authority, NYCHA, NYCHA. You have a lot of people from other countries who come here, immigrants that aren't making a lot of money. A lot of times they get first dibs, that kind of thing. So anyway, the moral of the story is New York is not this grand city that it once used to be. You have a lot of people who, young people that come here who mom and dad are footing the bill for them so they can go to NYU or they can go to the Fashion Institute, FIT, or whatever school that they're going here. A lot of times mom and pop are paying for rent and stuff like that. And so what happens is these landlords and property owners see that all this money is coming into New York, so they adjust the rents accordingly. So even the richies that are helping their kids out, they're fine because they can afford the shit. It's the people who have been here for generations who are getting priced out because they know the landlords know they can get more for those apartments than what they were charging. And rent control is just kind of a joke, to be honest with you. It really is a joke. So there are a lot of problems in New York. I'm sure like in LA too, Marcus, there are a lot of problems, similar problems with lack of affordable housing. And then when there is some, it's like, you know, like a death match. You got to battle to the death just so you can get decent apartment. Wages are stagnant. I'm pretty sure in a lot of those places. Like I said, $15 an hour here, you would think, oh, $15 an hour, that's pretty good. No. In New York, if you want to live okay, not even decent, just okay, you got to be making at least 20, 25 bucks an hour. And maybe you can afford a 1-bedroom apartment. Chances are you're probably getting a studio. Even studios, studios are like $1,500 a month. Studio. What? They didn't even have a bedroom. So anyway, but we do have recreational cannabis here now. We'll be getting this. I think there's people selling it on the streets. I see them now. Like people are selling it in their vans and like have little pop-up places they're selling it. But the actual dispensaries themselves will probably show up pretty soon. And that'll probably help out. But that's, you know, it'll once again, it like the corporations will swoop in and open these dispensaries, and these mom and pops won't have a chance even selling like weed because there'll be so much competition. And these leases around here, these commercial leases, are insane. Paying like $10,000-$20,000 a month, like some of these bodegas, $10,000-$20,000 a month, you know. So it's like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, I'm starting to run out of gas here, and it's almost it's 1:45 here. Normally, if I have my buddy Jimmy in here, we could probably talk a lot longer, because when I run out of gas, she picks up the mantle pretty well. So, but I'm on my own tonight, but it was fine. It was a great day today. It was fun. There was a lot of good shows, but like I said, we did a show earlier for GTA 5 where we go around and you know, blow up some fake people. Marcus on Rockfin says, I feel like you need to make $25 an hour to be comfortable here. Don't even want to imagine the Bay Area. It's ridiculous. Oh God, San Francisco, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think you can afford a tent for $25 an hour. Oh, Jimmy, Marcus says you're invited on the show too, on Political Matrix. So I don't know, maybe I'll have a double billing. Although, you know, you'd probably want Jimmy more than you would me, which is fine. I'm used to being unwanted, alone, lurking in the darkness, wondering if love is there for me. That you, love? Is that you? No? Oh, no, it's just a dirty, you're just a dirty flasher. Okay, never mind. Anyway, great stream today. It was fun. We played some video games, and then earlier tonight was Political Matrix with Marcus and Kris. That's always a good show. I really enjoy those shows with them. Those guys are great, very informative, but fun too at the same time. The chat's always a riot. But so this is the last show for this weekend. Next one for me will probably be Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern on Kerberos Media on YouTube with Jimmy. We'll be doing the Newsy News. I don't know, I might do a pop-up stream, maybe another video game stream between now and then. I don't know. Check your local listings for that. Thanks again for the tip, Denver, $2 tip on Rockfin. Appreciate you. And like I said, if you want to get on Rockfin and hook it up, that's great. Anybody wants to do that, I understand. Everybody's kind of broke. If anything, if you could please like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, so that's a little disturbing. And I gotta tell you, Rockfin has been a great place. We got 6 people watching on Rockfin. That's pretty cool. So it's taken me about a year and change. About a year and a month on my YouTube channel to get up to 240 something people. It's taken me a month and a half to get just as many people on Rockfin. So the growth on Rockfin has been amazing. Once again, shout out to India Left and my buddy Reef for hooking that up like cable for me, and for Marcus and Chris. Political Matrix is on Rockfin as well. We love the background. The stars are mellow. I know it's a good little middle of the night, starry, kind of, cosmic vibe that we have going on in here. So, anyway, we got, if you are looking for goodies, we've got merch on our spring store. Any kind of donations you want to make, or if you just want to see us support us on other platforms, everything is down below here in the link tree, /extra Bulla. Check that out. Then you can also find my socials in there too. If you give me a shout on social media, say hi, don't be a stranger. But anyway, I want to shout out to the Matrix crew first. I usually shout out YouTube. So Marcus, I appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. Can't wait to be on the show again. Looking forward to that. Denver, thank you so much for supporting the show. Les Bones is over there too. And everybody else who's watching, appreciate you and love you a whole bunch. Over here, Kelly, she's traveling. Jimmy's in the chat. Jimmy is in the chat. JI 70 M's and an I. Schlatsky, it's good to see you. Appreciate you. Miss Jimmy, of course, my Friday night co-host. Did I say that right? My brain's starting to slip. Love you, Jimmy. Austin Jones, thank you so much. Appreciate you. We have Wesley Donison was here. Always appreciate y'all showing up for that. So let me just scroll up here. I know we had Radical Leftist Agenda. Red Edward, good to see you, brother. Political mate Marcus says, what I've been thinking with Marcus Cage has been going 3 years and I'm at 367. The Political Matrix 2 years and have 403. Going fast on Rockfin. Rockfin's the future, y'all. I'm telling you, that's the place to be. I mean, they're really so far so good. They don't they haven't been censoring people there, so knock on wood. Hope that trend continues. Ghost Art, appreciate you for coming out. Yona, Asio Yona, to you, brother. Hope you're having a great evening with the weeds, all the weeds. Cat 83, thank you so much. Appreciate you. I know Pooperganda was here earlier, and one of his alts. Yes, you're like Visa, you're everywhere, but not where I want to be. I kid, Pooper. Pooperganda. He's a good kid. He's just a little weird. We're going to send you some Ritalin, brother. Well, that'll help balance you out a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Don't take Ritalin. I don't know what I'm talking about. ICU, thank you so much. Minka Smaz, I appreciate you as well. And Human Love Solidarity, always a pleasure. Ed Heller, a Chicago brother-in-law. I'm married to his sister. No, I'm not. And I know, I think Dolores always hooks it up with sharing. So does Fred. They're very sharing, caring people. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, so anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend. There's going to be good shows tomorrow. I think the JB show is going to be on tomorrow for RBN. Love JB. JB's one of the sweetest cats on the planet. Probably some other stuff. Oh, how did we miss that with Indy and Reef tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Check out my Ian brothers there. And yeah, so I appreciate everybody. Love you all. Have a great night. Wash your ass. Keep it clean. It's summertime. Seriously, a dirty ass in the summertime, that's like, you might as well be just carrying around rotten eggs in your pocket. Jesus Lord. Anyway, don't get me started. Have a good night. Peace out. And deuces. Peace, love, and soul. Dirty water dogs. Yikes.
Shut up, bitch!